Hey, Thomas from Field Tennis. Today I'm reviewing the Nisplay N2 tennis ball machine, and it's being marketed as the smallest ball machine in the world. So I decided, okay, let's get down to it so that you can better visualize and imagine the size of it. As you can see, it's pretty small. I want to introduce to you the Nisplay brand, so I'm going to read off my iPad so that I get all the facts right. So Nisplay is an innovative sports technology company dedicated to revolutionizing tennis training and taking performance to the next level. The company's corporate headquarters is located in Hong Kong, with offices also in US, China, Australia and Canada. Nisplay was founded by a group of tennis lovers, engineers and design fanatics. The brand emphasizes that transformative gear starts with imagination, intelligence and inclusivity. Nisplay is dedicated to inspiring players of all levels and building a community united by this vision, utilizing technology to enhance the enjoyment, competition and growth that tennis offers. So this is the N2 model. They have other models in production and also some that are coming up soon. They keep developing different very stylish tennis ball machine models, but today I'm reviewing N2 ball launcher. So let's get started. So just a quick disclosure, I'm not getting paid any money for this review, but I do get to keep the ball machine, and I receive a small commission if you decide to purchase through the link in the description. Use the coupon code FIELDTENNIS at checkout and you will receive free shipping if you're based in the US. So let's talk about design and portability. As you can see, it's a very compact ball machine. I'm going to put all the specs on the screen so that you can see exactly the weight and height and so on, the dimensions. The ball machine weighs 26 pounds, so that's pretty light. It's quite easy to maneuver. What comes in the box? This is an optional oscillator. I will show you later how it works. This is the battery pack. It's also quite a clever idea, and I will show you how battery is stored in here, how you charge it and how you connect it, and additional cables. So this is the back side where all the controls are, which I will explain in a minute. And this is the usual luggage handle with which you can maneuver it around. And here's a handle, and on this side there's also a handle. So when you have to move it around, grab it, or you have to take it out of the car, it's convenient to hold it. So you have one handle here, and this is where the balls are shot out. There are two valves inside. And these valves are what also give this ball machine a very unique selling point, which is that it can produce topspin, flat balls and slice balls depending on how you configure the dials. So what are some of the key features of the N2 ball launcher? It can hold up to 80 balls. Now I don't have 80 balls in this basket, but I want to show you how you can easily transfer them to this top basket. So as you can see, there's still some room to go. It seems like the ball will go out, but it will not go out. So this is all very cleverly designed. So about 80 balls go in here. The maximum speed of launching the ball out is 68 miles an hour. So that's pretty fast, I think, for every recreational tennis player. And of course, what I mentioned before is that you have the dials here. You have two dials for the spin, so you can dial the top spin and the back spin, and the rate of feeding. So this allows you to basically find every right ball that you want. You want slower ball, faster ball, back spin, top spin or no spin. And of course you can use optional oscillator to move the ball machine around, which I will show you later. And another feature of the N2 ball machine is that it has a remote control. So it's an on-off remote control, so that when the balls are all being used, it's empty, you can turn it off, and when you're ready you turn it on. So it's also a very handy feature to have. So here's how you attach the battery. So the battery pack has a cable, and you have one of the cables that works for this. So you connect the battery and the machine here, and that's basically providing power. This is your on button. You also have a display for the battery here so that you see how much it's charged. Right now it's 3/4 because I've been testing the machine already a little bit. And you also have like a pause and play button. So right now it's on pause. So it kind of makes it simpler to start and pause the machine. So it just kind of, you keep it on all the time. It's turned on for your one session. And you're just basically using pause and play when you need it. And once you finish your session, then you turn it off. Now, one practical way of storing the battery is just attaching it here to the handle. And so it's not being dragged around, it's just here together with the ball machine. So if you move the ball machine a little bit left, right, your battery pack is here. So let's go briefly over the ball machine control. So this first dial on top is for the speed of feeding. At what rate do you want the ball to feed? So these numbers actually represent seconds. So when you go to 1, that means the ball is going to come out of the ball machine every 1 second, which is pretty fast. And here is 9, so that means there's 9 seconds between the feed. So in reality, the ball flight at recreational level flies about 2 seconds to one side and 2 seconds to the other side. So if you're setting this somewhere around 4 or to 5 seconds, you're going to get a good estimate of a typical rally ball. And these two next dials are, this is the top motor and the bottom motor dial. And so when they're both aligned in the same way, so at the same speed and the same way, so same alignment, same number, then the ball is flat coming out. And when one is at a higher speed, so now this is the top motor, so I've cranked it up higher to 7, for example, and this one is at 3 to 4. So because this one is a higher speed, I'm going to get topspin. If I want backspin, depending on the speed that I want, then I have to crank the bottom dial, the bottom motor a little bit more, and I will get backspin. So for example, if I give you two extreme examples, if I want a super fast flat ball, then I would set both to the maximum speed and they're both aligned the same way, so now I'm getting the fastest speed of the ball. And if I want, for example, a lot of topspin, then I can crank this one very high and this one very low. So this is going to be a very fast topspin ball. And if I want a very fast slice ball, then I do exactly the opposite. So I dial the top motor down, so the speed is very low or 0, and I crank the bottom one at very high, and I'm going to have a very fast ball that's spinning backwards. And this is again the way to control the angle. So you have to unscrew this knob a little bit, this screw, because here is very tight, and so you unscrew it, and then that's how you control the angle at which the ball flies out of the ball machine. So this is very low angle. So I will give you a few examples once we look at the performance in a minute, so that you can see that you can basically find any ball type you want with these controls on the N2 ball machine. So now under performance, we're going to test the N2 ball launcher, if it can do some things that you might have in mind. So you might ask first a question: can the N2 ball machine send me the ball from the baseline to baseline, so that you have the right amount of time that you would have in reality? Because many times if the ball machine is not strong enough, you have to place it closer, let's say on the service box on the other side. So it can give you a nice ball, but the time is not right. You don't have enough time, or the ball has to be played very slow. So if the ball machine is on the baseline, it's giving you a realistic time for you to react, to get into the right rhythm, to have the right timing. So let's see if it can do that. So I configured it, I did a few tests. So I think it's set right now. So I just want to show, and I will also show you a picture of the controls that were set for this particular setting. So as you can see, I can easily play here behind the baseline and get a nice ball to practice whatever stroke you want to practice. Rate of feeding is set to number 3. So this is just a nice one that you can prepare in your mind's eye what you want to work on. So if you have a question, can the ball machine give me the ball from baseline to baseline? Check. So your next question might be, can the N2 ball machine give me a heavy topspin ball? So let's see, I just moved it a little bit inside the court because it wastes a bit of energy on spinning the ball. So let's see if my settings are right and I'm getting a heavy topspin ball here on the baseline. So yeah, this one's a bit softer ball. Yeah, this one is good, topspin jumping up high. So if you want to practice a high contact point with the ball, you can do that. The top motor is set to maximum. You're going to see the settings. See, that's the ball. So if you want to practice heavy topspin balls at high contact point, you can do them. Check. Can the N2 ball machine give me a low fast slice so I can practice slice off low balls? Let's see. So here's a slice ball. It's staying low. It has a backspin. I can see in the air that it has backspin. Obviously it turns to a bit of topspin on this surface. This surface has a lot of friction, but as you can see, I can set the ball to give me a slice so I can practice lower contact points and different rotations. So can it give me a low slice? Check. So can Nisplay N2 ball machine give you nice lobs so you can practice a smash? Let's see. Yeah. Lucky one. Yeah, so here we go. These are very nice lobs. So I set the ball machine to give me flat lobs. So this ball has very little rotation. It's not a topspin lob. It's not a slice lob, but as you can see, it can give you enough elevation so that you're getting a really nice ball. So this one is at level 7 speed. So if you slow down a little bit, you can get a little bit lower ball. But for example, this one is nice, kind of very realistic ball for lobs. So can N2 give you a lob? Check. One feature that a lot of tennis players like when they use a ball machine is that the ball machine feeds them a nice ball for the serve. So when they're working on the serve, that they don't have to keep turning around and get the ball from the basket. It's just the ball machine giving them a very slow, nice ball. So can N2 ball machine do that? Let's see. So I experimented a bit with settings, and of course it depends on your rhythm, how much time you spend between one serve and another. So this is the rhythm that kind of works for me. Maybe I would need half a second more, but this is a nice rhythm. I get a nice ball. I don't have to turn around and also waste time, because every time you're going around picking a ball, setting up again for the serve, you're wasting time. And so this is very convenient if the ball machine can give you such a nice ball. So can the N2 ball machine feed you nice balls or give you nice balls so that you work on the serve? Check. So for the next test of the ball machine, we're going to try volleys, and we're also going to use the oscillator. So we're going to have a combination. Can we set the right settings for the nice ball for the volleys and also make it move left, right? And I also want to show you how you put it on the oscillator. So as you can see, it has arrows that point forward. And here in the back are the controls. So you just lift the ball machine, and here at the end, it's going to sit nicely on the oscillator, and you also have access to controls. So now you use the other cable, the splitting cable, because you need to connect the battery to both. So to the main power of the ball machine and to the oscillator. And here we go. And you have to turn on the oscillator. So it's already working. So as soon as you press it on, it starts rotating. So I'm going to do that later. And I have to turn on the ball machine. So that's how the battery works with the oscillator. So now I'm going to experiment a bit with the settings to get the right volley settings so it's not too fast, and then I will show you how it works. So can we set up the N2 ball machine for nice volleys and also to practice our movement at the net? So I combined the settings, that is the right speed, and also I combined with the oscillator. So that's gonna give me a good workout for the volley at the net. So let's see if I can do it well. Here's the first one. Yeah. So it's keeping me on my toes. I don't know where the ball is gonna go. I could have set up slightly faster feeding speed, but you can see that I'm getting a good workout. Of course, you need to observe where the ball machine is pointing, but as you can see, the speed, yeah, good one. Give me a good stretch here on the backhand volley, okay, in the body. So you see, you can get all types of volleys. You want to practice them. Here we go, I got you this time. Always double check when you press stop that it really stopped. It gives you a sound, but one ball might still be in the motor and it will shoot out. So your question is, can I practice volleys with the N2 ball machine? Check. So what are some of the pros and cons of the N2 ball machine from Nisplay? Well, I've been using it for a couple of weeks. I tried various drills by myself before I did this review. I tested it a couple of times on the court for 2 times per 1 hour. So I used it extensively. I was testing all sorts of things. So the pros are, as you can see, it's a very small, portable, convenient ball machine. What I also like is that you can adjust the levels of spin. So if you want a flat ball, you can get a completely flat ball. If you want backspin, you can get backspin. If you want a lot of topspin, you can get a lot of topspin. If you want just a little bit of topspin, you can get just a little bit of topspin. So that's really good if you're like very specific and you want to get out a specific ball. For example, that your opponent always plays and you would like to practice on that type of shot. I'm sure you can get the settings right from the N2 ball machine that is going to give you exactly the right ball. So I also like this clever design with the battery, so that you don't have to lug your whole ball machine, for example, in your living room to charge it there. You just take the battery. It's a very neat package. So the only thing is that you must not forget the battery, because you can remember, oh, my ball machine is in the garage, and you kind of remember it's there, and then you realize, oh, I need to get the ball machine and the battery, and there's also a cable, right? So you don't misplace the cable. So these are like little things, because I'm trying to figure out what are some of the cons. So some of the pros are the batteries, very cool charging system, but a con, that's also a con, you can misplace it or lose the cable. So otherwise it's very hard to find some serious cons of this ball machine. I like it very much. It's very cleverly designed. I like that a lot of thought has been put into this ball machine. And so it's very difficult to find problems with this ball machine. Maybe one thing that applies basically to most ball machines that are not very high level is that with the remote control, you just turn it on and off. You cannot control the settings at a distance. For example, different spins and speeds and speed of feeding, you cannot control that through the remote control or through an app. So when you're setting up the ball machine and figuring out the settings, there'll be a lot of walking back and forth, because you need to set the ball machine at certain setting, go on this side, see how that ball feels, does the ball reach you, is it fast enough, and so on. If it's not, you have to go back, change the setting a little bit and come back, and so on. So my recommendation is not just for this ball machine, but for other ball machines. Do memorize the settings for each particular ball, whether you want the ball from the baseline, at what speed and what elevation and so on, and where to place the ball machine, so that you don't search for that setting every time. And that's going to make life very easy for you. So that's why I was also taking snapshots or taking pictures of the settings for each particular ball that I was playing, let's say a lob or a short feed and so on, so that maybe it helps you if you get this ball machine from Nisplay brand. So in conclusion, I highly recommend this ball machine. I like it very much. I think it's very convenient, and obviously it's just a start of this journey. It's the first model, so you know there will be future iterations where things will be improved. And so if you're interested in this ball machine, click the link in the description. Nisplay brand was kind enough to offer a discount for all US based citizens. You can order this machine if you use my link without any shipping costs, and also I get a little commission if you buy through my link. So those are my thoughts on the N2 ball machine. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.